if I should do it or not. Okay, Noah, you do that. I'll let you know. DJ Moore, Woods, Boyd, pick 2. DJ Moore at home. Woods at home versus the Cowboys. And Boyd. I'm going Moore and Woods. You can't. I mean, I like Boyd. They're all at home. And I think Boyd could be pretty good this year. But you can't bench DJ Moore. You can't bench Woods. These are guys getting drafted way higher than Boyd. You go with the guys you started. That you're the guys you drafted. You don't get cute in week 1. You don't get cute in week 1. But appreciate the question. Start Tyler Boyd or Jonathan Taylor. Bringing me back full circle to Boyd. You keep doing this. Why is Tyler Boyd in every question pretty much I have lately? I'm going to go with Taylor in this scenario. I may have said differently before because I feel like I've been asked that question a couple times. I'm leaning Taylor at the moment. The way the wind is blowing today is different than yesterday. Who should I trade Amari Cooper for? I would trade Amari Cooper for A.J. Brown. I would trade Amari Cooper for DK Metcalf. I wouldn't trade him straight up for Hollywood, even though I would. I wouldn't because you can get more. Galladay or A.J. Brown, you put yourself in that bind. I don't know what you were doing putting yourself in that situation. Galladay or A.J. Brown. I'm going to roll with A.J. I can't even tell you to bench one of those guys. You got to go with both. You got to figure out a trade. How did you draft that? Number one, how did you even get that on your team? How do you have a dilemma? How are you not able to start both those guys? I can't even tell you. That's like asking me, hey, do I start Tyreek Hill or Devontae Adams or Godwin or Evans? I can't answer this question, Safe Zone. You got to make a trade. Get on the line. Make a trade. Is this live? Damon, no. This is not live. This was recorded yesterday. And you're watching a replay, Damon. This life, no, this is not life. This is not live. Is this live? Again, another question. No, Damon, this is recorded. This was recorded yesterday. How many fantasy points do you, this is live. This is live. How many fantasy points do you think Kelsey will put up? I think Kelsey's going to put up, give him 85 and a touchdown and 5 receptions. How do you like that? Now it's live from that comment. This is pre-recorded, Damon. This was weeks ago. Okay. Odell or Fuller. You know, as much as I want to be like, knee jerk, no. You start the guys you draft way ahead of the other guys. You can't get cute in week 1. Fuller is starting to shape out with Cooks. You know, we knew we couldn't count on Cooks. Fuller's the main target. Fuller's going to be fed in this game. And I believe the Rams. I believe the Chiefs will be up pretty heavily. They'll get up early. They'll take an early lead in this one. Fuller's going to get a lot of targets. Hit the thumbs up on your way in. Fuller's going to get a lot of targets, and I firmly believe this will be a nice start for any Fuller owner. Thursday night games are weird. We always regret starting Thursday night guys, don't we? And I will say this, do not, never, ever, ever, ever start a Thursday night guy just because he's playing Thursday night. Meaning if you set your lineup, you've already decided on it, this is what you want. And then all of a sudden you see a guy's playing Thursday night and you're like, I want a Thursday night game. And you plug him in, backfires every time. Backfires every single time. So don't do that because of that reason. And I like Odell, man. I mean, I think you got to trade him, though. He's on my trade high video that I just posted today. I like Odell. He's so talented, but he feels like a disappointment waiting to happen. Now, that might not happen in week 1. I'm leaning Fuller to be safe, and that's weird for me to say because I would have said no way a week ago. I would have said you're crazy. You're drafting Odell in the 4th or 5th round. You're drafting Fuller way later. What are you thinking? Don't get cute. I would have said
take a lap.
Or
take a lap.
I would have said all those things. Damon with the super chat in the past when we were live. Team grade might suck. 10-team league non-PPR redraft. Ryan, Aaron Jones, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Adams, Galladay, Waller, A-Rob. Why would that suck? Bench Madison. No, I like that. I like that a lot. It's a good team. I wouldn't have gone the Aaron Jones direction. I wouldn't have gone the Matt Ryan direction. I venture to say you probably had Brady on the board, but you didn't do it, Damon. You didn't do it. You didn't take Tom Brady. I told you to take Tom Brady. Ryan's good. I don't like Aaron Jones. I would trade Aaron Jones while you can, and you can. He's got high trade value. But thank you for the super chat, and that's a pretty good team, dude. I wouldn't even call that. I mean, it's 10-team, but you still did good. Nick. It's Travis Kelce. Hunt or James Robinson. You can't go Robinson yet. He needs to be picked up. He needs to be grabbed. If Robinson's available in your league, you better get on your waiver wire, right? You better leave this instant. Go right now. We'll wait for you. Okay, you got him? Now, put him on your bench and put Hunt in your lineup. Don't mess around with that BS. I like Robinson. He could be good, but you can't get cute. Don't get cute. Chark or Fuller, this is getting cute. I like Fuller. Fuller is exciting, but no. Chark is a potential wide receiver 1 in 2020. You don't bench Chark. You don't do it. This cat, I swear, whenever I go live, he hears my voice constantly talking and he gets mad. He starts screaming in the background. One of these days, I'm just going to open up the door and punt him outside. Who is James Robinson? He's the starting running back. It's a good question, Austin, because some people are getting in the mix late this year. He popped up about a week ago, less than a week ago, as the starting running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, grab him. He may be starter in name, and then, Thompson or whoever gets more work. Armstead was looking like the leader of the pack, and then he's hurt. Like, it's James Robinson right now. But stash him. Unless you got a questionable option, but, a Chark. This one too. Gary, most people are going to tell you David Johnson. I'm going to tell you Chark by a lot, especially in PPR. I'm not trusting David Johnson. And it's Thursday night. I know Mahomes is immune to Thursday night. Clyde Edwards-Helaire should be immune to Thursday night. Kelce, any Chief player should be immune to the Thursday night no points curse where people don't score points on Thursday night. I hate Thursday night games sometimes. I feel like it's such a waste of fantasy talent because no one scores points on Thursday, or a lot of the time they don't. But I do believe Chark will be the start anyway. Even if David Johnson was playing Sunday. Damon again. We're calling him Damon Moneyballs Clayton. Moneybags. Moneyball. I was thinking Moneyball. Dave. Now it's Moneyballs. Damon Moneyballs. What running backs would you trade Aaron Jones to get? Would you trade Aaron Jones? What running backs would I want? Okay. Running backs. Thank you, Moneyballs. I'm going to say JT, Jonathan Taylor. I'm going to say... I'm not saying trade him straight up. You can get a whole bunch more. But I love Jonathan Taylor in 4th to 5th round equivalent value range, which in trade value, we're talking about Aaron Jones being a late 2nd to early 3rd, JT being a 4th rounder equivalent. So you can kind of think back and reverse engineer a trade based on draft value. You should be able to get an upgrade somewhere else. Like let's say they have a Chark and you have somebody much lower, you can maybe get Chark and JT for Aaron Jones. If you want to go straight across running back trade, there's not a lot of players that have that equal for equal, one player for one player value as Aaron Jones, because as you remember, there weren't a lot of running backs that I would draft in the third round, which is where Aaron Jones went. That was the round of Mahomes, Lamar, Kittle, Kelsey, Evans, wide receivers. It was a tough round for running backs to get drafted in. If I had to come up with a running back on the fly here, let me pull up rankings and give you that. Oh, Counselor must be in here. We got a quick thumbs down. Just out of curiosity, like if you've got the balls enough to say it was me, like, hey, that was my thumbs down. I don't care. Like, honestly, it's fine. If you got the balls enough to be like, tell me what I did. Like, tell me, I just want to know for my own personal growth. What did I do to earn your thumbs down right now? You come into the show, you're either maybe a competitor or you're Joe, you're Joseph, you're the counselor. Like, what did I do? Like, right, I'm on here right now answering your questions for week one. Football's coming. We're all excited. Like, just have the balls to tell me it was you. Just tell me, what did I do? Let me work on my personal growth. I've got super chats here. The screen's full of super chats, so hold on. Let me minimize these so I don't lose them. Hit the thumbs up on the way in, or if you're the counselor, hit the thumbs down. That's fine too. Where was I? Dustin, I got your super chat on the screen. Esports, I got yours, and Damon, we were working on yours. So running backs you can trade for. Obviously, Eckler, Drake, you got to give a little bit more, but I buy myself into a player like that. Honestly, there's a big gap for me. I don't want Connor versus Aaron Jones. I'd rather see you get Dylan and just keep Aaron Jones. Jonathan Taylor, Mostert, Ingram, Hunt. Those are the running backs that I like more than Aaron Jones quietly, but they're the next guys from where Aaron Jones sits, and so you got to do a more crafty trade. You can't really do a one for one. You got to do a running back upgrade as well. Okay, Sports says pick 9. Oh, pick 9. I thought you meant pick 9 starters. I'm like, bro, pick 9 in a 12-team half PPR. Managed to get Zeke at your pick 9. How the hell did you get Zeke? What was Grandma doing when she was on the clock? What was your Uncle Bob doing when he was on the clock? How did they pass on Zeke 8 times? Overestimated my league. I passed on Clyde Edwards-Helaire because of it. Yeah, but Zeke still, dude, you can't complain about that. Hollywood or Lev Bell as a flex. I'm going Hollywood until Lev Bell proves that he's consistent. And I don't think he will, not on that team. You know, if they trade him away, if he's like Fournette, he could find newfound value. But no way I'm benching Hollywood. Hollywood had 147 yards and 2 touchdowns in his rookie debut last year. I'm feeling all kinds of nostalgic memories of week 1 flooding into, I might go into the future. You've seen my I'm from the future clips. I just posted one on IG. I found a clip of me in the future in 2021. I'm talking to myself, and I said this.
I'm from the future. Hollywood Brown and DK Metcalf are wide receiver ones here.
Sometimes I send myself clips from the future. It's a little weird. I didn't want to share that about myself, but I get these emails, and
I'm from the future. Hollywood Brown and DK Metcalf are wide receiver ones here.
Take it with a grain of salt if you want, but future Smitty is telling you that A.J. Brown and Hollywood Brown in the future in 2021 are wide receiver ones where he is right now. You trust him if you want. Future Smitty, we'll find out how accurate he is 1 year from today. Emmanuel Sanders, John Brown, or CeeDee Lamb, pick 1. Emmanuel, if I had to go. I'd go Emmanuel. All right, let's see if I'm missing any super chats. Rock with the super, bro. Thank you, Rock. Thank all of you. Thank you to all of you who are super chatting. Michael Gallup, Will Fuller. Did I miss it, that response from that person? Did they end up telling me it was me? Did they say I did the thumbs down? I just wanted to know. I just want to know for my own personal growth what I did to that person. They walk in the live and just punch it. Thumbs down. Don't like the way you're giving free live advice for week 1. I don't approve. I'm upset right now, and I'm gonna hit that thumb. I just want to know. I want to know what it is I did so I never do it again. Hit the thumbs up on your way in. Okay, $5 from Rock. Rock. You rock. You rock out, baby. Michael Gallup. Will Fuller. D. Jason. You mean D. Jackson? Tariq Cohen. Melvin Gordon. 2 flex. Full PPR pick 2. Fuller and Melvin Gordon. If I'm reading that question right, if I've got to give you a third, because I don't know if that's what you're asking, then the third would be easily Gallup. But in order, it's Gordon, Fuller, Gallup. Don't get cute with Gordon. He's had 4 straight years of 8 TDs and 40-plus receptions in 4 straight seasons, and that includes last year's debacle season where he declined and still on half of a season had 8 touchdowns and over 40 receptions. How in the hell can you call that man on the decline when he continues his streak, his unbelievable streak, with half of a season? So Melvin Gordon to me is one of the bigger steals, I think, in 2020. And I'm all about drafting me some Melvin Gordon, or I was, and you should have too. And trading for him, that's a good trade person for Aaron Jones. Melvin Gordon. Was that Damon? I know that you're watching this replay now, but I'm coming up with something on the live here on the fly. Melvin Gordon. That would be a good buy low. On using Aaron Jones, you could probably get a lot more too, but I feel like they're quietly the same. Mark Cleveland with the super chat, as always. This guy is a beast. Mark Moneybags Cleveland. We got Damon Moneyballs Clayton. And Mark Moneybags Cleveland. Those are our 2 follower nicknames of the night. Hopefully I answered your question, Rock. Thank you for the super chat. You are the man, the myth, the legend they call Rock. Rock out. Smitty, trade Jacobs or Thielen for Clyde and Mostert. I see it, Noah. I see it. Jacobs and Thielen for Clyde and Mostert. I take Clyde and Mostert, and I run. I run away from the sheriff. Smitty, A.J. Brown, McLaurin, Chark, start at your flex. Why do you have those options? Why do you have such good options? You need to make a trade, Austin. This is ridiculous. That you put me in this position right now. You're going to actually put me on record saying one or the other. I mean, A.J. Brown, of course, but how am I telling you to bench McLaurin and Chark? Get them in your lineup, make some trades. Excellent team. Bill from accounting, you really took advantage of them. Mark Cleveland, Paris Campbell, Randall Cobb, or Renfro. Rank them. Or just pick up Kelly on waivers. Also, would you try and trade Boyd for Hollywood? I would trade Boyd for Hollywood straight up. I wouldn't even mess around with trying to get more because of ADP values or perceived trade values. I take Hollywood in a heartbeat and I start him. Probably Campbell. And if you're not playing that player, if you're telling me to just rank them, Campbell, Renfro, Cobb, I'd probably cut Cobb for Kelly. But I'm not starting any one of those 4, but I am starting Hollywood and getting that trade done. Gesicki, thank you, Mark Cleveland, for the super chat. I need to get a super chat. Let's see. I have something I could play.
Huh?
Play that one. Thank you for the super chat, Mark. Okay, Gesicki or Herndon, week 1, you're going to go Herndon. I don't know if Gesicki's going to get the run that everybody thought. Right out of the gate in week 1, he should eventually get it. How did I maximize that? My bad. Here we go. Smitty, how do you feel about Kyler, Saquon, Mostert, Godwin, DJ Moore, Zach Ertz, Chark, 12-man team? I think you did really, really good. Hopefully you can start Chark. If not, you need to make a trade, like, trading Moore and Mostert for one running back. I'd even maybe do that anyway, Thomas. I'd probably trade Mostert and Moore for one better player, or trade Moore and Ertz for Kelsey or Kittle. Something like that, but damn, that's a good team. Nice job. Lex, Standard, Cooks, Gibson, or Lindsey. Gibson. Damon, Moneyballs, Clayton, dropping another biscuit, another 5 biscuits. I really wish I was in the studio right now. Thank you, Damon. Thank you, Damon. Because every dollar that gets super chatted, I've got to do a pull up or a chin up, and I'm gonna get ripped because of you guys. It'll be fun to do like a before and after too, like before super chatting chin up bar gets installed in this new studio, and after. Damon, Money Balls, Clayton, Money Cat. So Aaron Jones, 4 options, and running back Mixon, Henry, Jacobs, Drake, maybe a player if I throw in, redraft non-PPR. That makes Henry a little more valuable. It makes Jacobs a little more valuable. I still like Drake with those guys, but Henry and Jacobs definitely get, an even, or maybe even Henry might be the leader of that group to go get, but he'll be more expensive in a non-PPR. Jacobs has a lot of doubters, but the person that drafted him probably won't doubt him. Drake is a lot of doubt right now. You might be able to get Drake straight up for Aaron Jones. You might want to try that because he's been limping around. Thank you, Moneyballs, Clayton. Mark, Cleveland. Mark, Moneybags, Cleveland. I have Eckler is why I said add Kelly. Then yes, for sure, go do that, Mark. And drop, Cobb? Drop Cobb. Cobb should probably not be rostered at all. Hang on to Madison, says Corey. Money Balls says add a boy. Noah says Smitty, drop Madison or White for Slayton. No. I like Slayton. You don't have Cook. I still don't do it. Mark Cleveland with another super chat. I have Eckler is why I said add Kelly earlier. Yes. Thank you, kind sir. Smitty, should I start Gronk or Noah Fant? I'm starting Gronk, especially if Evans is out. Let me get a drink. Evans is probably not out, I don't think, but we don't know for sure, and we won't know until later. Mike Evans is potentially questionable right now. Something to worry about for sure. But if Evans is out, Gronk. If Evans isn't out, it's a close call, but Gronk. The answer is still Gronk. Mac or Mostert. Anything can happen, Juice, but Mostert by a lot. Anything can happen, but Mostert by a lot. The only reason I'm not giving you take a lap right now, unless you want it, Juice. If you want it, let me know and I'll punch it. But anything could happen. Mac could have 80 yards and a touchdown. I mean, that's not take a lap worthy. It felt like it. My finger went toward it, Mac. I'm sorry, Juice. I'm not gonna lie. I went to punch it, but then I thought, no. Breeze or Allen, anything can happen, Christian. But I'm going Breeze. Madison more valuable than Slayton? Well, no, I said to not drop Madison for Slayton, so I'm gonna let you piece that mystery together. But I mean, honestly, Slayton probably does have more now value, but I'm predictive, and I'm gonna say. By the way, I thought Noah was like a 75-year-old man, the way he talks to me, and I just kind of feel like he's like 70 or 80 years old. He's not. He's not. Should I start Evans or Fuller in week 1? Now, you got to make a call ahead of time. If you're worried Fuller isn't a bad fill-in for an injured player, but I've heard some whispering and rumbling that the injury is not a big deal for Evans. Teams do this all the time. Sometimes they don't give us enough info and then they bench a guy. Sometimes they play this stuff out differently and act like things are going to be. We're not going to play our hand. Evans he's banged up. Yeah, he may or may not play. I've heard he's probably good to go, but he could have a setback tomorrow morning. Us never hear about it, and then we're like, where did you get that information, Smitty? So I can't raise my arm to scratch my face normally. I would go like that, but I can't even reach because my arm locks. So when I scratch my face, I got to go. I can't move my arms. I tried to do 500 push-ups in one sitting. It's on my live stream if you want to see it. Grovel Umberger in the house. Hey, Smitty, do you want Hooper to go with your Baker Mayfield? No, Grovel. Come get Baker. Baker's all yours if you want to come trade for him. He's all yours. Smitty, I just had my draft 10 team. Brady, Godwin, Moore, A.J. Brown, Scary Terry, DJ Chark, Deontay, Clyde, Josh Jacobs. Oh, my God, you killed it. Kittle. Suggestions. Try and get him to increase the league fee. I don't know. DJ Moore and I don't even know what to tell you to do. Like DJ Moore and Chark for Evan. I mean, I don't know. You could upgrade a wide receiver, but I like your wide receiver, so that's a tough one. Tough one. Derek with the super chat. Sony with the super chat. Thank you both. Derek says, QBs Dak, Brady, running backs Cook, Eckler, Mack, Tevin Coleman, wide receivers Tyreek Hill, Emmanuel Sanders, John Brown, tight ends Higbee, Goddard. Rank my team. I'm assuming it's one QB league. If it's not, then I love your QBs, and you have a much, much, much better team than if it's a one QB league. I still like your team. I'm just saying that increases your value a lot because you have two QBs that are elite. But if you just start one QB, Cook and Eckler are both top 12 overall picks to me. And Brady is a steal of a draft, 7/8 round pick. And I love Hill. Sanders is kind of a light wide receiver too, but he's kind of crafty. I'd see if Mecole Hardman was available. I'd see if Slayton was available. Jerry Jeudy. If I'm you, I'd probably try and trade Mack if he has a big week 1 and upgrade Sanders into a Chark. If Chark struggles, let's say DK struggles, if Hollywood Brown struggles, if one of those guys struggle, those are the guys to target. Thank you, Derek, for the super chat. I got these bugs in here from the construction. Smashed it. Gronk smashed it. In lieu of football starting, I Gronk smashed you. Got excited. I wanted to Gronk smash. Okay. Team auto draft. Aw, Sony. I hate that. Wide receiver heavy, running back. Need help with running back. Who do I target with Tyreek Hill? So Tyreek Hill, the running backs around that range, Drake, Eckler, Jacobs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, obviously, but he's going so much higher in a lot of leagues. He's going number 4 in some leagues and number 8 and 9 still. And Tyreek Hill's going like 10, 11, 12. So you would have to give up just a little bit in some formats. You'd have to give up a ton in others. I want to hear who your running backs are though, because I like Tyreek Hill and Thomas. I want to hear what you have. Maybe you go after. You trade one running back for another running back. I don't know that I definitely dismantle your wide receivers yet. So please post your full team real quick, Sony, and let's take care of that. Grovel with the super chat. If Baker goes off and wins you the league, would you IG him and apologize. I 100% Umberger will apologize to Baker. Once touchdown maker, lately disappointment maker, I will apologize to him if he wins me the league. I hope that I get rid of him in a trade before then, Umberger, so please come get him from me. Super chat from Tone. Thank you, Umberger, for the super chat. In the new studio, I'm going to have a super chat board, and Umberger is definitely going to be on the top of that. Tone with the super chat. Thank you, Tone. 10-team PPR. Should I trade Chris Carson and Edmonds for Kittle? 100%. I don't even need to see your team. I don't believe in Chris Carson. This is the exact thing I train you all to do. This is what you've been training for all year on the Fantasy Football Show. Things like this. Get rid of Chris Carson while you still can. First of all, Tone, I hate making people take a lap that super chat me and are making amazing moves. But to ask this question deserves a victory lap, take a lap. Like, you've done a good thing. You're confirming with me. You're asking me, hey, should I trade a $50 bill for a $100 bill? I just want to know. I just want to get your advice. The answer is yes. Go get your 100 spot. Go get the Benjamin. You are getting rid of a guy in Carson that's getting drafted below Kittle. And that's from people that believe in Chris Carson. I don't. I have Carson so much below Kittle. So for me, should I trade Carson? I'm just making sure I've read the whole question right. Bro, I don't have Kenyon. Yeah, I mean, that's simple. That's the easiest question I've been asked all week. I love it. Pat yourself on the back, take a lap, and get your butt back on the show after. Okay, Derek, I forgot I have CD Lamb too. Derek, what was the question? I may need the whole. Let me see if I can find Derek. Derek. This one, right? QBs, Brady. Okay, you're just sending that in. Oh man, is that Dynasty and is it one QB? I don't know if I saw that response, but tell me if it's Dynasty and one QB. I just want to know. Just curious. Either way, you killed it. Hamburger Helper with the super chat. Hamburger Helper, that a boy. Rock out with the super chat. Thank you guys. You guys are being very, very kind. Keeping the lights on as I build the studio behind me. It's gonna be so dope. Thank you, Derek, for the super chat. Rock out is rocking it again. Is Steven. I can't even. I have an itch right here, but I can't reach it. Let me put my elbow on that. I'm starting to use things to, like, if I've got an itch on the top of my head and I can't move my arms right now, I'll put it up against a wall. And I'm getting really good at using the things around me. I feel like that's how AJ Brown is. He's a master of his space around him. The spatial awareness of AJ Brown goes up to catch a football and uses the sideline to his advantage. I feel like I'm like AJ Brown right now when I'm navigating my home. I need to scratch my forehead. I can't do it. I'm being held down by defenders. Really, it's just my arms. But I find a way to get to the wall, scratch my head. I'm a master of my own domain. I'm a master of my own space. That's what it's like to be a spatially intelligent person. Super. I can't even keep up with these. You guys are amazing. Let's see. Pair lifting some weights saying keep it up. Thank you. Nachito says pair character lifting some weights saying keep it up. Pair character. Okay, I got you. You know what really feels good is like doing the, like when you do like butterfly. Oh, that feels good, but it hurts. Thank you, Nachito. This one's for you. 10 team full PPR, 1 QB. Okay. 10 team PPR. Still really good though. But if it was a 2 QB, I was gonna say like that's crazy. Oh, sorry, Rock Out. Is Steven Sims sleeper good for this year? He's okay. Steven Sims is okay. I'm sorry I didn't answer your question. I got sidetracked. I do that a lot. He's okay. I mean, in a deep league, maybe. Yeah, in Dynasty, grab him, just in case. Mark, With the super, I missed anybody's super chat, please yell at me and I will take care of it. Grade my team, 12 team, half PPR QB, Josh Allen, Kamara, Jacobs, Drake, Hunt, Juju, DK, Ridley, Chark, Debo, Fant. Do I drop Debo for Edmonds? You must have a really small bench if you've got to drop Edmonds. You've got Drake. I don't like that. And I mean, you can't drop Debo. You can't drop anybody else. A backup. I assume you don't have a backup tight end. I assume you don't have a backup anything. If that's the case, it's really hard to roster a backup player, especially when you got Kamara, Drake, Hunt, Jacobs. Like, you probably will never use Edmonds. But, damn, that's good. That's good. That's real good. Hamburger Helper. Hey, I'm super nervous this week. Chubb and Sanders are my running back 1 and 2. Should I be nervous of Kareem's new deal and Sanders' hamstring injuries? Hamburger Helper, first of all, thank you for the super chat. I really, really, really appreciate it. And damn glad to have you a part of the community. Young man, you hamburger helping mofo. But I do know you're new to the show. I know you're new because I've been saying stay away from Chubb. I've been saying Kareem Hunt's a league winner. I've been saying don't go near Miles Sanders at 1.9 value. I liked him in the late second, early third where he used to go. I don't like him at 1.9. I think he maximizes out there. The risk is heavier on the scale. Everything's like a scale. And here's risk, here's reward. And Miles Sanders in the late second round, his reward is way heavier than his risk. When you get him at 1.9, it flips. And at some point, you got to be like, okay, I like the guy, but I'm not going to buy and invest in him when he's got red flags all over the place. Will he stay healthy? The coaching staff doesn't run one running back historically. He's already hurt. They're already talking about limiting and managing his workload. He could be okay. Don't sell high. Nick Chubb is a beast, Steve. You won't have anybody back you up more than me. But the problem is Kareem Hunt's also an equal beast. An equal beast, Steve. So, nervous, yeah. But don't knee-jerk react. You have probably multiple leagues, Hamburger Helper. You don't need to just, like, jump ship on these guys and sell low. But I would definitely go after. You probably can't get Hunt at this point. Maybe you have him. If you have him, you're good. But if you don't, you could maybe try and sell him for Drake, who's also banged up, and take a risk there. You could try and go for like a JT and some. You could go for a Gordon and some. You could go for something along those lines. But you just got to stay the course and not make any drastic moves because you have a lot of talent there. Sanders could be really good. Really good. But he's just risky where you took him is my question. My problem isn't Sanders. I like Sanders. He's like a little bit lesser version. I don't mean this in a bad way, but a lesser version than Alvin Kamara. Like a poor man's Alvin Kamara. But a poor man's Alvin Kamara is a lot of people's, he's not like he's an amazing player. He could be a low-end running back one that you just want to buy around, late second round value. You probably bought him higher than that. Mark Money Bags Cleveland says thoughts on Brandon Ayuk. Now Debo coming back is going to kind of put that breakout party on the back burner. Ayuk's going to develop normally unless Debo's out for 2 or 3 weeks. Then I think Ayuk gets thrown to the wolves and he does a little bit better than he should and he matures a little bit faster than he needs to. But I like Ayuk a lot. He's got those arms where I think he has a wingspan of Calvin Johnson, who is 6'5". So Ayuk has those arms and the speed and the quickness and the route running. I have a lot of 49er fans in here, and a lot of my people are 49er people. and I don't want this to come out the wrong way. So earmuffs, if you don't mind, put them on. I think Ayuk would have been better in another spot. He's a great football pick. He's a great selection for the 49ers. He's going to do them wonders. Oh, God. I forgot that bug I smashed. I look up to scratch my eye, and he's on my hand. He's still moving. He's a tough little guy. I just think Debo, fantasy-wise, would have been better off somewhere else because he would have been a number one somewhere. How you gonna go off and have a huge career with Debo in front of you? You know, on an offense that runs the team over. You know, they're a run-heavy team, and they've got Kittle, and they got a passer that can manage a game well. I'm not trying to crap on Jimmy G, but he's not going to throw enough to feed Kittle, Ayuk, Debo, and them still lean on the run. It's Mostert. It's the running game. I'm not disrespecting him, Noah. Thank you, Cleveland, for the super chat. But I do like Ayuk. He's damn good. Okay. Let me pull from the other questions here. Will Fuller or Chark? I'm not sitting Chark. I like both. I don't mind you starting both somehow. But no way I'm sitting Chark. He's a wide receiver one in the making. In the making. Niner Empire. Jose says, Cardinals are going to give you a little bit of a run for your money this week. They always do. Kyler, people saying, hey, Smitty, should I bench Kyler for blah, blah, blah this week? Hey, Smitty, should I bench Kyler for a trash can this week? Like, what are you thinking? Kyler did really well against the Cardinals. Or against the Niners. Kyler, I believe, I don't have it right in front of me, but I believe he had 3 touchdowns the last time he faced the 49ers. Kyler, I believe, the first game last year had 2 touchdowns. So Kyler Murray has great success against the Niners, and the Niners struggle against running quarterbacks more than they do others. They don't really struggle against anybody else at all. But if you're a running quarterback, you can give the Niners a little bit of a tough time. MG Toe Legion. Good to see you. Keep coming back more often. Thank you for the super chat. 10 PPR. Rate your team. Brady, Barkley, Clyde, Jacobs, A. Robinson, and Antonio Brown. AJ Brown, Hunter Henry. See if Hawkinson's available. I'm going to drop a bold prediction tonight. Hawkinson, I think, might be one that I talk about. I think if there is a Kittle hiding in the 2020 fantasy football world, I think TJ Hawkinson will be that guy, that emerging Andrews or emerging Kittle, the guy that becomes in everybody's locked top 4 or 5. I really believe if healthy, and health is the only concern, and it is a big concern. He's doubted by a lot of people, but if healthy, with Stafford in that lineup, with Galladay, making defenses worry about Galladay, when Galladay's out there doing Galladay things, TJ Hawkinson's going to play like a big wide receiver, and he showed off his skill set in week 1, passed my eye test by a mile. Hollywood Brown in week 1 passed my eye test instantly. You don't need a whole lot sometimes, especially if you've been doing this 16 years like me. I've really kind of honed in on players like that. When I see it, I know it. Sometimes situation can burn me. I'm not always right. I've missed a lot of stuff, guys. I missed on Darrell Henderson last year. I believe that situation burned me, but that's on me. That's on me for not seeing the Rams for who they were and how they would use their talent. The Rams were... You cannot blame Darrell Henderson. Darrell Henderson did not bust. It was the Rams. It was me. I busted on Darrell Henderson. My bad. Oopsie on me. I take my lumps, full accountability, and I won't make that mistake again, which is why I won't buy into Akers. I won't be tricked again by that Rams coaching staff. That's a big reason why Henderson busted. What was I even talking about? Hawkinson. I think. But what Hawkinson eye test. Hawkinson passed the eye test instantly for me, just like Hollywood did last year. When Hollywood got hurt, I didn't care. I knew what was going to be in store for Hollywood. I still believe it. Hollywood's going to be a freaking top 12 to 14 wide receiver in 2020. And everybody doubting Hollywood because he's small. Everybody doubting Hollywood because of this and that and the offense. They're not going to have enough room, blah, blah, blah. Hollywood showed what he's capable of. 4 receptions, 147, 2 TDs in week 1. Looked phenomenal. And Hollywood Brown's going to walk into everybody's top 12 to 15 guaranteed. I can't guarantee it. I can't guarantee it. I can't guarantee it, but I can almost guarantee. I could triple stamp a double stamp on this one. I can triple stamp a double stamp. That I will guarantee. Hollywood Brown, I'm triple stamping him for 2020 being in everyone's top 12 to 15 wide receivers in 2020. And Hollywood Brown, like DK, like AJ Brown, like McLaurin, like Chark, I think are all capable of wide receiver 1 value in 2020. Not all of them will finish there, but I feel these guys are grossly undervalued. I don't know why I even went on this rant. I think Legion to tell you to go pick up Hawkinson because I think he's going to be a guy that you might count on more than Henry. Watch. Jordan, where have you been? And thank you for the super chat. Start 2, Amari Cooper, Cortland Sutton, and Jonathan Taylor. Been a while since I've been here. That's what I was just saying before I even read that. Jordan, you need to come back more often. I'm going to say that Sutton and Cooper are your safe plays here. We don't know what we have yet in Jonathan Taylor. I believe Jonathan Taylor will become the best of all 3 of them eventually for you on a weekly basis, but we're talking about safety in week 1. We're talking about making smart decisions. And could Taylor outscore either one? Maybe. But there's probably a greater chance that Taylor that you're going to look back and go, man, why did I just play Sutton? He got, 70 yards and a touchdown. Like, that would have been fine with that. Like, why am I trying to, swing for the fences in week 1 blind with an oversized hat on and a blindfold and spun around 3 times and you're running out there with Jonathan Taylor instead of the really easy, your vision's not obstructed. You know what you have in Cortland Sutton. Like, why do that? Why put yourself through that when Sutton should be steady, Cooper should be steady, and Taylor will find out what they're willing to feed him because he's got 2 other running backs sharing carries with him. Imagine you're excited. You think, okay, Taylor. And I like Taylor. I love him. He's one of my favorite 4th round players to draft at running back when you're going light at running back and you need some home run pick. I did it a lot. I picked him at 4.8, 4.7, 4.10. I loved him. But he could start off slow. We could be looking at, Max in the game. Hines is in the game. And all of a sudden you're hit with a wave of, oh my God, these quarters go quick enough as it is. And I've got to worry about him getting in every 3rd series. You don't know what you're in store for. And that's not a good feeling, once kickoff happens and you can't go back. Now, could he outscore both of them? Again, yes. But you can make the decision in week 1. I would put him on the bench for now. There's a good dilemma to have, though. Mr. Smitty, would you trade Eckler and Diggs for Kelsey and Jonathan Taylor? It's funny how the questions come all at once about one player. Eckler and Diggs for Kelsey and Taylor. I assume it's redraft because in Dynasty, it'd be more confusing in Dynasty because of Kelsey. I'm going to answer it for redraft and Dynasty, but I'm going to say Eckler and Diggs is probably going to do better right away. Kelsey and Taylor, I think eventually could win you the league. So if you think you can weather through a slow starting Jonathan Taylor, who you just heard me rant about, potentially starting slow, 95 people, 97 people, 101 people in the room, hit the thumbs up. Wipe your feet at the front door, as we say on the show. It helps me and it helps YouTube know, hey, we got to get this show out to more people. So please hit the thumbs up on your way, and it really does help. It does more than you think. Tough question though, W. I mean, if you want to roll the dice, if you can weather through it, then Kelsey and Taylor will potentially win you the league if Taylor is firing on all cylinders very quickly. Smitty, Mixon will finish. If you have a question for me, put Smitty at the beginning so I know to, when I'm skimming through all your combos you guys are having, it's a little easier to grab it. Smitty, Mixon will finish above Clyde Edwards-Helaire this year.
Take a lap.
Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
Ian, you're my dude. I love you, Ian, but that is not acceptable behavior on the show. You get put in. I think YouTube actually puts you in timeout when you say anything negative about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I believe it's in the algorithm. But still appreciate you. But you've been sipping on Grandpa's cough medicine tonight. Smitty, or no, Smitty. Some people cannot say my name, and I know Nick's joking, but people will be like, "Hey, Schmitty's in the chat. Schmitty, Mostert or Chark?" PPR, give me Chark, but I love both. Find a way to play both. Find a way to play both. Sony, Smitty, here is the team. Melvin Gordon, Mostert, Tevin Coleman, Boston Scott, A.J. Brown, Thomas. Okay, this is the one. Thank you for posting the whole question, Sony. Believe it or not, I see so many things go by my eyes, and especially this happens in emails and other places. So smart job putting the whole team in, because I would have been like, what were your wide receivers? And we'd have to start all over. So using your brain there, Sony. I wouldn't trade Tyreek and Thomas here. I like Gordon. I like Mostert. You know what I do? I like A-Rob, but you know what I do? Who's your quarterback? You didn't list your quarterback. Here's what I do. I go after Mahomes or Lamar. I go after Mahomes or Lamar using whatever quarterback you might have and A-Rob. I figure out a way to get a player that can't be... Where's that bug? I keep putting them back on my hand because I'm committed to my show. I don't want to leave and throw this bug away. I smashed him on the live, and I keep grabbing him, and I'm like pointing at the screen, and I see him laying on my hand. I don't want to knock him on the floor because that would be gross. Try and get Mahomes or Lamar. Try and get, Brady if you can. But I'd love to know who your quarterback is, Sony. You got CEH and Mixon, so I'm good either way. That was not to me. Okay, I'm going to grab questions that only say Smitty in it. Smitty, ... Like, Joe, I need to trade Evans for running back upgrades. What can I get, please? I don't like you trading Evans. He's hurt right now. Not, I think, bad. I'm not mad about him. I missed a super chat. I'm not mad about him. I'm not like trying to get rid of him. I know people are gonna be like, "See, Smitty, you missed on Evans. See, Evans, he'll be fine." I missed a super chat. Where? I got Jordan's. Oh, Augie. Sorry, Augie. Thank you for telling me. Evans, if you're selling Evans now, you're selling too low. No one's gonna buy him hurt, and he's not even, I don't think, that bad. But if I had to trade him in, if you could sell him for what you bought him for, I would probably call. I'm trying to think of a running back like Jonathan Taylor and something, Hunt and something, Mostert and something, Gordon and something. Drake, cheap because he's hurt too. Maybe you can both do a scared trade where you're both scared. You both sell low at the same time. I'm scared. You want to trade your scared player for my scared player? Jordan with the 1999 super chat. pardon me, Jordan and I are going to have a conversation right now. So I got to go. Jordan, thank you for the super chat, young man. Here is my money league full PPR last year's champ. Dak, Kyler. Is this a 2 QB league? Dak, Kyler, Christian McCaffrey, Drake, Jonathan Taylor, Fournette, Lindsey, Godwin, Cooper, Sutton, Cooks, Ruggs. Obviously, Dynasty, right? Full PPR. Is it Dynasty? I always miss that when I'm reading it. I don't see Dynasty. Money League from last year. Returning champ. Damn. That's a team, bro. Kyler. The only thing I'd even recommend is trading high on Fournette. Or, I love Taylor. I'm trading for Taylor all day, but I also will trade him away if the price is right. But I think I try trading Fournette and Cooper for one better elite top dog wide receiver. Like go after MT, go after Tyreek Hill. So Cooper and Fournette. Or go after Kelsey or Kittle. Go after Waller on the low. Those are the things I'd look to do. Maybe trade Drake and Cooper for Elliott or Barkley. Get Barkley. Get Barkley, Jordan, and show these guys, teach these guys a lesson to never invite you back into the league. Go get Barkley using Drake and Amari Cooper, and you teach these guys a lesson. You say, you invite me back, I'll show you. Be a league killer. Destroy the league. I've done that before. They call me the league ender. I make trades that make leagues crumble. And if you think I'm making that up and patting myself on the back without any evidence, ask the followers in here. We've created 2 or 3 leagues where I've traded so much in the first week that the league collapsed. We had 2 leagues that fell through because of the trading I was making. And people were upset of the trades I made and they quit the league. And the 2 leagues fell apart. Ask the followers that are in here right now. Let's hear Augie, I'm so sorry. Are you still here, Augie? Speak up, Augie. Tell me you're still here. I'm sorry I neglected your question. Do you trade Hunt for Hollywood Brown? I need a wide receiver bad. This isn't a horrible trade. This is not a horrible trade. I try and get more Augie because Hunt goes a little before Hollywood, but not that much, man. If you got to do it, do it. I like it. Hollywood's going to be so good. I love Hunt. He's a league winner. I try and keep both. Let me backtrack a little bit. I try and keep both, Augie, because I think Hollywood's I wouldn't call him a league winner. I'll call him a league closer. Hunt could be a league winner. So I want you to keep both, Augie. But good running back to trade. What is a good running back to trade for right here? Right where? Right where, Austin? I like trading for Taylor, Mostert, the same guys I've been naming all show. Hunt. A lot of the guys we're talking about trading away, too. It's frustrating. I don't like trading away. Willie Parker. Remember Willie Parker, OJ? Augie, you're still here. Can you come up with other ideas, Augie? I'll try and keep an eye out for your question. God, I can barely reach my face to scratch it. I'm going to try. If anybody thinks that me failing to do 500 push-ups in 1 hour, I got to 151 and my body just I couldn't lift myself anymore. It wasn't that, just gave out. My body went dead. But if anybody thinks that detoured me away from trying it again, they got another thing coming. I'm going to be redoing that live and trying to get to 500. Smitty, I need to trade Evan. Oh, I already got that one. Chris says, pick 2 out of 3 for flex. Hollywood, Andrews. Why is Deshaun Jackson in all these questions? I mean, he is really quick for his age. He does usually kind of like pop off real quick again, and we're like, whoa, and then he gets hurt right away. And he seems to get hurt in the middle of the week too. Like not in the game. It's like Deshaun Jackson goes nuts. And maybe I'm remembering this wrong. Did I take the bug off? Oh, son of a... Where's the bug? The bug, I don't know where the bug is now. Is it in my drink? I should have moved him to the edge because I always put my hand on the corner of that desk, and I keep smashing the bug over and over. And I just felt something in my hand, and then I don't know. He's gone. Probably gonna go procreate now. What if you have Chubb and Hunt? You're protected, and you start Chubb. And if you have to start Hunt, you start Hunt. But you probably didn't draft him to start. Maybe you did. But I like Hunt. I like Chubb a lot until he gets replaced, hurt, whatever. Pick 2 out of 3. Hollywood, Andrews, DJ. Oh, D Jackson. I was talking about this one. I don't understand why D Jackson, he'll pop off. And then everyone's like, oh my God, is this guy for real? Is he going to be good? Is he going to be really good? And then injury report, he's hurt, he's out. He's on IR. Like midweek. He was going to the grocery store and he opened the door on his foot. He's out. You thought you had something, you don't. But there's no way. So pick 2 out of 3 for Fox. Hollywood. No way I'm benching Hollywood Brown or Andrews for D Jackson. Anything can happen, but there's no way. Wide receiver 1's Galladay. Wide receiver 2's Ridley. Kittle. Nice team, Chris. No way I'm benching either of those ballers, Hollywood and Andrews. Where's that bug? I don't feel him in there. I don't feel him in that sip. Nick has to go to the bathroom. Nick, we'll wait for you.
This is.
Whoops. Just kidding, Nick.
This is the Fantasy Football Show.
It is.
With your host, Smitty.
Gordon, Mostert, Coleman, Boston, Scott, AJ, Dylan, Thomas, Hill. QBs are Allen and Ryan. Okay, thank you for providing that. I assume 1 QB league. I would trade. I like those running backs, bro. I'm trading Robinson, like I told you, and Matt Ryan because he's got more value. I mean, Allen, if he gets more value, like trade whichever one will get you more, or whatever one the suitor wants. Tell him he can pick. Ryan and A-Rob for Mahomes. Ryan and A-Rod for Lamar. Ryan straight up for Brady. That would be crafty. Then you can try that one, Sony. Ryan straight up for Brady, because I bet Ryan, you took Ryan higher. I bet you weren't watching the show, Sony. So go get Ryan, or trade Ryan for Brady, and A-Rob. Man, you could trade A-Rob for... You could probably trade, if you want to trade Gordon and A-Rob for an elite running back, like top 5 guy. Maybe you get that done. Mostert and A-Rob for a top 5 guy. I'd consider that. Go look and see what the Aaron Jones owner has too. We might be able to hold A.J. Dillon over his head, but maybe not yet because the news kind of went like that on A.J. Dillon. It was like, oh my God, you need to cuff him, and then he may not play right away, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, Aaron Jones is the man. So Aaron Jones climbed back up boards. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I saw Hollywood Brown Spock, and I had to put him on the screen. I love Hollywood Brown. Made me excited. I just clicked on it. Fuller. Gonna have a good week. Jason. Smitty, 12 team. Full PPR. Pick 8, the 8 spot. Cam. Ben. Clyde. Hunt. Moss. Moss could really develop for you. Juju. AJ Brown. Hollywood Brown. McLaurin. Gronk. Okay, I like this team. I feel like there could have been a couple reaches here. Maybe Juju you reached on. I'm trying to see where, and maybe you reached on AJ Brown. Even though I love AJ Brown, you may have reached on him based on what I'm looking at here. You got excited. You saw my show. You're like, I'm picking him. Unless you took, let's see, Clyde. So you had to have taken Clyde in 1. You had to have taken Juju in 2. And then AJ Brown 3. If so, you reached on both of them. So you lost a little value. That's why the team looks a little light. There's some reaching going on. I like the players, but definitely took, I think, some guys earlier than you should have, or you made some kind of weird trade to get Clyde, which I like, but I think I try and trade. You can't really do anything now. You got to wait for Zach Moss to gain value. Your ticket to the promised land, Jason. I hate to tell you this, but you need something to happen. You need to do something with this team. It's not ready, but it's capable. I think if you could trade away Zach Moss on the high, wait, don't trade him now. You trade him when he's a running back 2, a high-end running back 2. Either that or he's doing so well, you can put him right into your lineup. But Zach Moss might be the key to you getting into another elite wide receiver. I love your wide receivers. Maybe it's just upgrading Hunt. Maybe it's getting Mahomes or Lamar. Maybe Zach Moss and Cam or Zach Moss and Ben could get you Mahomes or Lamar. That's what I'm looking for you to do. But you might have to be patient because you don't really have a lot of trade now options. You got a lot of firepower later with Moss. Galladay, Thielen. I don't know if that's a question, big dog, but Galladay all day long. My thoughts on Monty this year: stay away from trading for him. Even if you can buy him low, I just think that if you own him, ride it out. You're not going to get anything for him via trade. Everyone's worried about him, and for good reason. Nagy injury just feels very, very disappointment prone. And I don't know that it's good to just buy him low. I think you just got to wait it out if you own him. But I'm not real excited right now. I could change because he had a lot of talent. So, Smitty, I still remember the Baker pick. Yeah, I do too. I was high on Baker last year. Baker. He was definitely one of my big misses last year. Baker, touchdown maker. I thought he was going to have a big year. I thought he was going to blow up. A lot of us did, though. Should I trade Jonathan Taylor and Scary Terry for DJ Moore and AJ Brown? No. I mean, if it's redraft, DJ Moore and AJ Brown could outscore them. If it's dynasty, Scary Terry and Jonathan Taylor are better, but I find a way to get AJ Brown without going that route. I trade Carson, man. Fernando, I'm not telling you to trade Jonathan Taylor and Scary Terry. I'm not telling you not to go get AJ Brown. I figure out a way to trade Carson. I don't care about Carson, man. I like Scary Terry more than I like Carson. You can get more for Carson too. I don't mean for you to do that straight up, but use Carson's value. Get Jonathan Taylor into your running back 2. Find a way to get AJ Brown. I'd trade Carson for AJ Brown straight up. Do that trade. Put Jonathan Taylor into your running back 2 spot. If you need a wide receiver, if you don't need a wide receiver, then you got to make up some other trade. But I like AJ Brown better than Chris Carson. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how many eyeball emojis I get. Herndon or Jonnu Smith. I'm going Jonnu. Jonnu feels very, very breakout worthy. Raheem the Dream Mostert can be a running back 2. I feel like everybody's scared of the committee, but he's so sick. So let me tell you, Double A, there is very, very much a possibility this goes either direction. I think the reason, poor Carson says, ugly dude, no love. I doubted him last year, and everybody got on my case, and what did he do? Did well, then disappointed at the end. Mostert, I feel like he's going to be on a very short leash, right? But his saving grace is that he's going to, even if he gets limited, let's say he has a bad game, I think he's going to not be given the same amount of wiggle room to bounce back as other running backs because they're so running back by committee oriented in San Fran. If you're a San Fran fan, you know this to be true. So let's say he does a bad game and a half. They're going to be like, put Coleman in for a little while. Let's just see what happens. Coleman starts playing well, change the pace. Coleman's like feeling good. He's not looking over his shoulder. He starts playing well, has a couple good runs. And it always happens to where the plays set up for the backup to just pop off 50 yards or whatever. Mostert's so talented in open space that even if he got limited for a week or two, he would find a way to break off a 65-yard run again. They'd get him back in the mix. So I feel like Mostert's kind of protected as long as he's healthy in getting chance after chance all year long because he's so talented. They're not going to want to keep him off the field. So I think he does have running back 2 potential, but you got to buy him lower than that. Hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. We got 73 thumbs up, 105 of you watching. Smitty, to keep my wide receivers of Evans, A.J. Brown, and McLaurin, do I trade Montgomery for Hunt? Yes. Or Gibson? Even yes to that, maybe. But I definitely go get Hunt for sure. You have Eckler, JT, and Mack. I go get Hunt. I think later on Gibson will be worth more than Montgomery, and you could be crafty and do that now and get rid of the risk of Monty and the headache of Monty, the frustration of Monty. But you got to get more than Gibson. You probably can get more, even if it's free agent dollars. People don't know that a lot of leagues you can trade for free agent dollars. And let me give you a huge tip for your league. If you can trade for free agent dollars, in any of your next deals that you're going to do, ask for $1. Ask for $5, ask for $10, because what happens is you're going to be the guy with the most money, and every other year, if not every year, in week 1 or 2 or 3, but oftentimes week 1, a big name player emerges that's not on anybody's fantasy football rosters. And if you've got $101 and everybody else has $100, guess who is guaranteed to get that player? You, because you asked for $1 as some crafty add-on in a trade. Find out if your trade allows for trading free agent dollars. Smitty, QB, Minshew, running back, Jacobs, Clyde, Godwin, A.J. Brown, Hurst, flex, bench, Sutton, Marquise Brown, Akers. You got some firepower here. Not Hunt as well. Minshew, you need to upgrade at quarterback. You've got Sutton to trade, Akers to trade. I give up Sutton, Akers, and Minshew to get an elite top of the line quarterback. Try and go that route. Super chatting Noah. Thank you, Noah. Noah gets a little air horn. Just traded Jacobs and Thielen for Clyde and Mostert. Clyde better go off tomorrow now. By the way, I only have Hollywood and Terry as my wide receiver here. Wide receivers are weak, but bro, player for player, value-wise, I saw somebody say that they didn't like that trade for you. Matthew said that's terrible, Noah. I don't know if he's talking about just your wide receivers, but quite honestly, I'd rather have Clyde and Mostert over Jacobs and Thielen all day long. I know everybody's high on Thielen, and I don't really know why. Like, I know he did well in the past. I know that last year he disappointed. Diggs is gone now. Stefanski, who really, really reshaped that team into a run-first, run-only team, funneling every damn thing through the running game, he's gone. But everything that I'm hearing on the ground over there in Minnesota is they're keeping the same system. The same, basically the same offense is going to be out there in 2020. They may pass a little more, but and Thielen can absorb a lot more of the production that was going maybe toward Diggs. And if it's a scale back passing attack, still having no Diggs potentially is good. They still got Jefferson, though. They still got Cook. They still got Madison. There's still going to be a lot of people pulling in passes. I don't know that Thielen has it in him to be as good as Mostert. So let's take a look at this trade that Noah did right here. And before people say, oh, that's bad, and worry about his wide receivers. Who cares about his wide receivers right now? He made a trade, player for player, and he got Clyde over Jacobs, who I like. I like that move a lot. I think it's a big upgrade. I love Jacobs, too. That's saying something about Clyde. I think it's a big upgrade. And I think he made out quietly on the Mostert for Thielen. But if you even want to argue that Thielen's worth more than Mostert, I'm okay with that. I'm not mad at you. But Thielen still didn't outdo Mostert more than Clyde outdid Jacobs. But I like it, Noah. And thank you for the super chat. You like Doyle this year? He's got value. I've never seen somebody drop so many crying, laughing emojis in my live stream than Jose. Jose, you keep it flowing, bro. I know you're having a good time, so that makes me happy. So you you keep doing you, but I see you laughing over there like with your emojis like crazy. Why do you think Gates and Henry were so good? Are you asking me that question, or is this for the crying eyes in the back? I love Jose. Jose's mingling with everybody. He's like that social butterfly, that social distancing butterfly, digital distancing butterfly in the community. Gates and Henry. Antonio Gates was a beast. Groovy. Is Evans going to play? I don't know the answer to that. What I'm hearing is that the injury is not as bad as people are making it out to be. I think we're probably going to be okay, but I can't predict the future. I don't know. He could suffer a setback. He could suffer a setback and us not even hear about it. So the answer to your question is I believe he'll probably be okay, but we don't know. We don't know. Smitty, QB, Mahomes. Mahomes, running back, Zeke, David, Boyd, Evans. Mahomes, Zeke, David, Johnson, Boyd, Evans. I like Evans, Zeke, Mahomes. It's fire, bro. Andrews, it's phenomenal. A little weak everywhere else. I feel like you might have made some trades, Jose, if I had to guess. Boyd, David. I would trade David Johnson and Boyd together, or I would trade David Johnson just straight up for a guy that's right around his range, and DJ was going near, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf. Gordon would be a good bet. Hunt, Mostert, all those guys. I'd get rid of DJ, and you might want to wait until after week 1. It could burn you and him flop, but you might want to wait, let him potentially revive himself in a lot of people's minds, because I don't think it's going to last. Even if DJ comes out and has 100 yards and a touchdown, I think he'll disappoint. Top 5 wide receivers. Let's drop that right now. Top 5 wide receivers. I'm going to say it finishes like this. I'm not telling you to, no one's drafting right now at this point, but I'm going to say it like this. Mike Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Adams, AJ Brown, Mike Evans, Galladay, Godwin. And then I think you're going to see, not right away, but DK, Chark, Hollywood, all those guys bounce all around the 8 to 15 range all year long. Can't wait. Can't wait. Worst defenses last year in the league against the pass were the Lions, the Cardinals, the Bucks. But the Bucks are going to be improved. Don't think the Bucks aren't going to be a sleeper, really good defense in 2020. I think the Bucks are a defense you should go get right now. If you're like me, you didn't drafted defense, you wanted to grab an extra player and wait on them. Maybe that's why you got James Robinson, because you didn't have a defense or kicker. You could consume another player off the waiver wire, and it's smart. And now you got to make your cut. But I think Tampa Bay is a really, really good defense to grab. But worst defenses against the pass last year were the Lions, the Cardinals, the Texans. That means that you're going to see a whole lot of Patty Mahomes. Giants, Seahawks, Miami Dolphins, Raiders. So based on that, I know the Lions are much improved. Should be. They're playing the Bears. I don't think I'm expecting Trubisky to have a big game just because he's playing a defense that I think could give up a good amount of yards. Cardinals playing the Niners. Texans, Chiefs, like I said. Giants are playing. Who are the Giants playing? I'm blanking. Steelers. So Juju, Big Ben, could have a comeback party, bounce back party. Bounce back party. Lions are even worse without Slay. Yeah, I guess you could argue. I think defense is typically like the Cardinals, for example. I think the Cardinals are going to be a lot better than they looked last year. I think Hopkins will not only help that offense move the ball more and for Kyler to be more consistent. He was a rookie. Kyler was a rookie last year. You know, you're gonna have a lot more mistakes, which is going to put your defense in the field more. They're going to get tired. The Cardinals addressed the defense in the draft. I love a lot of the moves that they've made. And the Cardinals are going to be improved on defense. The Cardinals are going to be a better defense. So when I look at like defensive stats and I see the Cardinals, at the bottom, near the bottom, I know that they're going to play a lot better than that. So I'm not going to factor too much, into like, maybe tight ends. But I think when your tight ends playing the Cardinals, you start them. But that could even change too. I said it, don't forget. Juju will retire after this season. I don't think that's that crazy. He doesn't look focused on football, and that's what worries me. Anthony Miller, a sleeper. Yeah, a lot of people like him this year. He will get into comedy and event hosting. He might, man. Juju is all about TikTok right now. Smitty, love the show. Thank you. Grotto. 12-man league, any way to improve. Running back Cook, Drake, Taylor, Akers, D. Monty, Pollard. Wide receivers are A.J. Brown, DJ Chark, Boyd, and Parker, Watson, QB, Higbee, tight end. Yes, I would trade Akers and Monty. You probably can't sell Monty now. Don't sell him low, but if you can get someone to buy his upside, or if you trade Akers and Monty together even. But if you trade Monty and Boyd, or Monty and Parker for one wide receiver, trade Akers for DK. Get another wide receiver in there next to Chark. A.J. Brown, DJ Chark, and DK Metcalf would be elite wide receivers that would carry you week in and week out. You could also trade Drake and Boyd, or Drake and Parker, or Drake and Akers, and get, try and get like Barkley or Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Kamara. I guess I wouldn't trade Drake in too much. I trade Drake and Boyd for Kamara. Maybe Kamara's back injury will kind of make his owner scared, but I'd say reach even a tad higher if you're going to trade more than that. Like if you're going to trade Parker and Drake, or just trade Akers straight up for DK. I'd do that. Smitty, Galladay, Cup, Woods, Ridley need 3. Galladay for sure. You should be asking me. You should be telling me that you need 2. I don't ever want to hear that talk again about Galladay. You keep Galladay out of this, Con. You keep Galladay out. So it's between, you need 2. Cup. Can I even edit this question? I can edit it. I need 2. And then I'm going to... There we go. Cons question. Smitty, I need 2. Cup, Woods, Ridley. It's Ridley for sure. Maybe you need 1. Take Ridley out. Smitty, I need 1. And this is a tough call because Woods, Cup, Woods. I mean, Woods started out the year slow and Cup tore it up. Then they swapped. Cup kind of took a dive and Woods went crazy. It's tough to know who's going to kick off the year better. I think you're probably safer to go. I'd probably go Cup this week and see what's what. But I don't put Ridley on the bench. You only have this choice to make, in my opinion, Con. But I appreciate your question. I'm picking up Miller. Chris has a question here. QB, Ryan, you got Cook and Chubb, you got A-Rob, Ridley, Boyd, Marvin Jones, Hurst, bench Moss, Akers, Madison. I like it. You did good. I think you're missing one thing, Chris, in order to be the top team in your league just by looking at it at a glance. That one thing could come by way of value increase for Akers, value increase for Moss. Be patient. You don't have to make a move before week 1. You can make this move in week 2 or week 3 or week 4. Your move to then lap everybody could come at a later date when Akers and Moss gain value. Do not trade them unless you're trading them on the high right now. But for you, you could trade Boyd and Akers for like a top wide receiver. Or if Moss gains a ton of value, you could trade Moss and do the same thing. You could trade right now, Akers if someone would be willing to buy that, and Ryan for Lamar or Mahomes, and then you could just walk to the local bank. Target wise, Smitty, Hurst, David Johnson. Let's see here. Nugent says Smitty. Hunt. Sorry, Hurst. I thought I saw Hurst. Hunt, David Johnson, PPR. I'm going to go with... How do I say this, man? This one's tough for me because I do see the value in DJ, in this Thursday night matchup. I do feel like DJ could do well for a string of games, but you got to trade him on the high, in my opinion. We don't know what Hunt's going to get in week 1. So the safe play is to go David Johnson, believe it or not. The safe play. If you want to roll that dice, if Nugent, you visit Vegas a couple times a month, and you're a dice rolling man, Hunt might be your guy, but I think the safe play is David. Let's see what happens. Don't overthink it. This is my worst team out of my 3 teams. Josh Allen, McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Bell, Mostert, White, Julio, Hopkins, Hilton. Nah, you're showing off now, Triple. Triple's like, this is my worst team that I drafted in my grandma's league. I've got this elite team. It's okay. I would say upgrade Allen into a Mahomes or Lamar, and you could do so pretty easily. If White goes off, White could have a lot of crazy good value to start the year. Would be shocked if people traded high or bought him high later after week 1. Lazard's got upside, but I don't know that I love him, but he's got upside. Please hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. Adams finishes with 1,300 yards. 140 receptions and 13 TDs. Book it, says Nick. That'd be quite the year. If so, A-Rod's going to do a lot better than people think. Smitty flex in PPR, James White, Kareem Hunt, White. Hate saying it, but we gotta wait on Hunt. We gotta figure out what's what. He's a league winner, but it doesn't mean it's gonna happen in week 1. Patience, be smart. The smart decision is to go with White. He's gonna get a lot of carries. Would you trade Minshew, Akers, and Edelman for Brady and Justin Jefferson? In redraft, I would do it. In Dynasty, it's a tougher trade because I think Akers could have more trade value. Not that I love him, but you could definitely potentially get more. So in redraft, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I think Brady's that good. Brady's that big of a difference maker in redraft. Would you trade Odell for Terry or A.J. Brown? I'd trade Odell for A.J. Brown in a heartbeat, and I'd probably think about it long and hard before I hit the accept button because value-wise, Odell's worth more, but I take Scary Terry over Odell. I really do. Smitty, thoughts on QB Breeze, Kamara, Hunt, White, Kelly, Hopkins, A.J. Brown, Metcalf, Hurst. I love the wide receivers. Hopkins, A.J. Brown, Metcalf, Kamara, Hunt. Try and upgrade Breeze a tad. But past that, man, I like it. Try and maybe trade White on the high. Wait a little bit. Maybe Brady slumps in week 1. Earmuffs. I hope he doesn't. Maybe Mahomes or Lamar slumps in week 1 and week 2. And then you can trade Breeze and White could blow up. White might be the piece you can manipulate around to get an upgrade somewhere. Okay. This is... Remember this? You guys remember this song from last year? This is the outro music. That means that if a super chat happens, I restart the outro and I answer more questions. But if we get to the end of this song, the show's over and I'm out of here. So speed round, go. David Johnson or Hollywood Brown at flex. I'm going Hollywood, even though we've been talking about how safe David Johnson is. Dak, Clyde, already got that team. Mike Evans, 457. Where are the questions? You guys are talking amongst each other. This is the speed round. Why are you so high on A.J. Brown? Triple? I'm high on A.J. Brown because he had 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns last year on, I think, 52 receptions, 54. Best rookie year we've seen in a long time. One of the only 1,000-yard rookie seasons we've seen. And all people can say is, how is he going to improve? He was ultra efficient on 50 receptions, and there's not enough to go around in freaking Tennessee, Smitty. Like, when does a rookie not be given room to improve? When do you say that a rookie is too efficient and that he's not going to get more than his 50 receptions? A.J. Brown has been working out tough. Looks like a monster. He's been working out great in the offseason. Looks bigger, stronger, better than ever. And more importantly, gut instinct in the eye test. You can't take that away from me. That's my biggest selling point for A.J. Brown is I feel it in my soul, in my gut, bro. But trust you, do you. Trust your gut. Ooh. We'll do one more song because you guys didn't know I was doing that. So end of this song, I'm ending the show. Super Chat resets it. If the song ends, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching. And I should go live at some point tomorrow. Maybe before kickoff, or I think Dr. Raj and I are going live at halftime. If not, I'll be going live at halftime for sure. Woods or Chark, I'm going Chark, but that's me. Thoughts on Clyde in week 1. Give him 100 total yards and a touchdown, even if he gets half the work. I love Clyde in week 1. Great matchup. Houston, Thursday night. Thursday night games are usually low scoring, but not for Clyde, not for these Kansas City Chiefs players. Clyde starter sit week 1. Bro, really? Come on. I accidentally moved out of the question. Dang it. Dak, Saquon, Jacobs, Galladay, A.J. Brown, Kittle. Fantastic, Aaron. Of course, Ronaldo. Of course. Jonathan Taylor or James White, week 1. Probably White safer, as weird as that sounds. DK will go crazy. He will. No question about it. which wide receiver will likely boom or bust. Gary's going to boom. Jerry Judy's going to boom. CeeDee Lamb's going to boom. Super chat. No super chat. I got to go. Wrapping it up. If I get one at the end, DM me on IG and let me know, or email me. Can I get some thoughts on my team? I don't have enough time on that. And we're out. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for everything you did. Thank you for all the super chats. Subscribe, follow, and get ready for football tomorrow. I can't believe it's tomorrow. Later, guys. Appreciate you. Subscribe. Tell your grandma. Tell everybody about the show. McLaurin, AJ Brown. AJ Brown. Later.